Hello and welcome to the January newsletter of the Serendipity Experience. My name is Amanda O'Shea, and like most people in January, I'm going to be talking this month. We're going to the theme of the month is fresh start and newness. And what I'd really like to be talking about is, I don't know about you guys, but for me, the whole kind of New Year's resolution thing doesn't normally work so well. Like, I have all great intentions, and it might last for a month or so, but it doesn't tend to carry on with these big plans that we have sort of for the new year. And what I've seen in sort of the coaching work that I've been doing recently is, rather than have people focused. I mean, of course, we all want to get results, right? Like, normally that's why you come and you do a new course or you employ a coach, is because you're not entirely happy with the way life is at the moment, or you feels like you've got problems, or it feels like there's something out there that you want to get, that you've not quite got the confidence or the know-how or any of these things, which is the reason why we go and pay somebody else to help us. What has been quite helpful for me personally, I can only really always talk about me, is when I got to see that it wasn't that I had to focus so much on doing things differently or feeling like I was controlling my future plans or anything like that. I mean, that's how years ago, that's how I used to think. But if I can just be really, really present and aware of where the energy is in the moment. So what the energy that appears to be inside of Amanda, where it wants to be going and what it wants to be doing, if I can just go with that flow and I don't get in my own way with this thinking that stops me, because in my head a little voice might say, but you've tried that before, or you said you weren't going to do that again, or whatever. When I can really quieten down my mind and I can hear the difference between this voice that doesn't always serve me so well and this softer kind of guidance that seems to come through. I've been having this most incredible thing happening to me lately, so I don't know if it happens to any of you guys, but there's this space in the mornings when I wake up, and it's like I've sort of come to, but I haven't fully woken up yet, if that even makes sense. And it's this lovely, lovely, lovely space. And there's just these, it appears to be like these messages that are just there for me. They're as clear as day. As clear as day. Recently, I saw in in a kind of metaphor style, like, if any of you live near airports or you've ever been around an airport, and first thing in the morning, just as the dawn's breaking, you have these airplanes stacking up ready to land. And that's what it feels like sometimes when I wake up. There are these messages just stacking up, waiting to land on this freshness, especially if I've woken up without being woken by the alarm clock. So I don't know if that happens to any of you guys. I've heard people saying that happens to them at night. They go to bed and they lay down, and it's like they've surrendered from the day. They've allowed their mind to just quieten down, and it's that space that's kind of like you're asleep but you're not quite asleep yet. I've never ever had that. I think it's because I live quite a busy life, and we do quite a lot here, that I don't have that at night, because my head hits the pillow and I'm gone, I'm asleep. But in the morning, it's like this. I heard somebody describe it recently. It's like as if the energy inside of me is woken up before the character of Amanda has woken up. There's that space, and for me it's a really, really beautiful space. In fact, it's kind of like how I live my life these days. When I don't interfere in that very clear message that arrives in my head, I don't know where it comes from, whatever that universal intelligence is behind life, it's like it is talking to me directly. When I don't interfere with that, real magical things happen. So we've been exploring that space. That is what I would like to introduce into some of the programs that we're going to be running, is that awareness that we are always connected to wisdom. That it doesn't even make sense, because we are wisdom. Wisdom is always playing through us if we are just aware of how we tune into it, of how we listen to it. When we're not listening to this noise, I love that quack, 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 and sometimes you're just going to shut the duck up. I'm going to say cheerio, lots of love. Look forward to speaking to you this month. Tune into the radio.